Uh, Hello. Now there are going to be dinosaurs eventually on the show, right? Let's start it. Welcome everybody to FYC Film Review. It has been a long time coming, but we are here to talk about some old animals. Animals? Were they animals? What are they?
They're dinosaurs.
They're
So
animals,
they're
right?
animals, right?
Sure.
Reptilian
Yeah.
animals. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Somebody
Let's
correct
go.
us.
Let's go to the Jurassic era. We're
Sure.
gonna do a special show.
Okay.
We're little outside our norm. I think we both saw Jurassic World Dominion
Dominion. That's right.
and decided that it's time to rank the Jurassic series.
Yeah, I think it's time we did it. So Jurassic World Dominion. I didn't have high hopes going into this movie. I knew it was just going to be dinosaurs running amok, but boy, did it let me down. I don't know how you felt about it.
I enjoyed it more than the
Okay.
last one.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that it's funny because we talked about this and we both thought it was just okay. It's one of those movies that it's a popcorn flick. I don't know that I'm ever going to watch it again. Sure, if it's on TV, maybe, but there wasn't really a ton to it. I think some of the criticisms probably valid. A lot of focus on people, not a lot about the dinosaurs. And I think they've run out of ideas. It's like um, we'll get to some of the other movies, and I think why I appreciate some of them a little bit more is like they were tongue in cheek when they decided to reboot this franchise, and we're like, what else can we do? We've done it all. We've shown you all the dinosaurs. Well, what do? They genetically engineer new dinosaurs that don't really even exist,
Yeah.
and they can do all kinds of things. They're like the Predator, but dinosaurs.
It wasn't even dinosaurs in this movie. It was locusts, the engineered locusts. That's what it was.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That was the catalyst
Okay.
to what the bad guy was doing with the dinosaur DNA.
Sure.
So they tried to
Whatever.
come up with something different. I appreciated that. I loved that they brought back Dobson. Dobson, we've got Dobson.
You know what they say?
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
Dotson, whatever is
Yeah,
last name is.
Dotson. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. I mean, they brought back the three, right? Dr.
Yeah.
Alan Grant
Yeah.
and Ian Malcolm and Ellie,
Yeah.
which I think made me want to watch it because of that. And then when I saw them on screen, I felt like the script was really bad. They just were so cheesy compared to what we've seen them before. I don't know. I don't think they mixed in well. There were so many characters in it. At one point, I forgot that Claire was even in this movie because she was gone for about like 20 minutes and then she shows
Sure.
up and I'm like, oh yeah, Claire's in this movie. I don't know.
In the age of nostalgia, I'll have to say that it was great to see all of them together and to be sharing the screen with the new cast.
Again, I didn't expect much either at all. I went in it because the three main characters were back. And I just, I'm not a writer, I'm not a director, but I think the way I would have ended this movie with somebody being sacrificed, probably Dr. Alan Grant being
Yes.
sacrificed. He sacrificed himself to a raptor or a dinosaur or something. Just give me something something huge. But it was such a huge letdown. There was nothing to it.
It was definitely more of an adventure movie that just happened to have some dinosaurs in it, more so than it being a Jurassic Park movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's where I think my biggest complaint about it is, and it's just kind of forgettable. Like, other than the fact that you get the nostalgia of the original cast being in it, there's not much else to it. I don't know that we needed a third movie watching Chris Pratt do this.
I do that
every
with my
dinosaur.
dog now. I don't know if you do that with your dog.
Yes.
But every time I'm outside with my
100%.
dog, I go
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
And she stops.
Yeah, I have to usually tell mine stay as well, but I'm not as good as Wrangler as you are. So, all right. So with that in mind, we decided to skip the rating. We're not going to rate this. It's not very good. Watch
No.
it if you want, whatever. But we're going to rank the series. I'm sure they're not done. It's a franchise. They're going to milk it.
Sure.
There's jokes about them merging the Fast and Furious with this at this point. There's been so many of them, and it would probably make money. This one made money, but I think we'll give a little love to some of the sequels, and then also just kind of end up where I think everybody expects with what's the penultimate Jurassic movie.
Okay, let's do it. All right, let's rank these movies. 6 movies. Let's go from worst to best, ranking all the Jurassic Park movies from worst to best. And we're in full agreement, so we can do this. So we're in full agreement of the order.
No arguments here.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Number 6. We went with Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom as the worst.
Second in the Jurassic World series, or the last movie that just came up before Dominion.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was horrible. The auction scene, the attempt at making it similar to Jurassic Park 2 with, the dinosaurs getting off the island and now, being on a more mainland environment. The bad guy, the clone.
I think the clone, that's when they started the whole clone thing, and then they got the whole cloning with the little girl. I think, man, you put the cloning part in it and it just destroys the movie. Yeah. I don't need clones. I mean, you already got dinosaurs. You don't need to clone more dinosaurs. You already created a dinosaur.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I've turned it on since the theaters. I was so like, wow, like I thought they'd build on what I enjoyed in World, and it was trash. It was easily the worst in the series.
Worst one. All right, number 5.
Number 5 would be Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even an awesome William H. Macy can save this one. Not even bringing back Dr. Grant, and Ellie comes back in this one, but we don't get Malcolm in Jurassic Park 3.
We don't get Ian Malcolm. That whole Jurassic Park 3 movie, that is a movie that has some of the worst casting in any movie that I've ever seen. And I like William H. Macy, but him being in this movie was all wrong. Tia Leone, awful. Yeah. The kid, awful. It was just bad. And you bring Dr. Alan Grant in this, you get the pterodactyls, the huge egg. Oh my gosh. It was bad. I didn't like it.
Mess, and I think there was only that the big pterodactyl scene, like in the canyon. Like, that's probably the only thing I remember from it. And then the cast, and then just being like, wow, this is the most forgettable movie ever.
I know. It was a really short movie too. I remember it wasn't that long. So whatever. Jurassic Park 3, pretty bad. Yeah. What are we on? Number 4. Number four. This new one that just came out, Jurassic World Dominion. So this one. Oh my gosh. Again, it's just more people than dinosaurs. And for me, when you take the dinosaurs out of their natural habitat, sound like an archaeologist, out of their natural habitat in like the forest, luscious green surrounding areas, and you throw them into a city, it just becomes cheesy, and it becomes like these little Godzillas just running around. It's just, there's no story, there's no plot, and it's just dinosaurs being chased and you chasing. I don't know. I thought this last one, I really wanted to like Ian Malcolm, and I'm a huge Jeff Goldblum fan. Huge. He was bad in it too, man. I can't give credit. Yeah, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. I did not like it, Sam I Am. I did not like it here or there. I did not like it at all.
What?
Sorry.
Wow. That's okay. So that's a lot to unpack, considering that we agree that this is the 4th movie. So here's what I'm going to give it credit for. Okay. They elaborated on the horrible clone idea. Like you now understand why there's a clone, and what's the story behind it, and it makes a little more sense other than just randomly introducing, by the way, she's a clone, which was lazy in Fallen Kingdom. I appreciated that they brought back the cast, and I hear what you're saying, like what was natural in 1993 for Jeff Goldblum and in Jurassic Park feels a little forced.
It did feel forced. That's what it is. It felt forced.
It's like Jeff Goldblum playing Jeff Goldblum, trying to be Jeff Goldblum from 1993. And so I get what you're saying. Soft spot, and this would have jumped, I think, into 3rd place for me had it had that epic conclusion like you're talking about. Sacrifice one of them. Like they're not going to come back again for another movie.
Right.
Just let Alan Grant save the day. Let him save Chris Pratt, and like the passing of the torch, the mantle being handed over to like, okay, this is your world now.
Yeah.
It could have had it. Could have had it, no problem. I don't think it's like, what are you expecting? A 7th movie, and you're going to bring Alan Grant again?
I know. You need something huge. You need
Mhm.
something big that nobody's going to expect.
Yeah.
But you don't give us anything in the end. You don't give us
Yeah.
anything. You give us the three main guys coming back, but at the end it just kind of fizzles out. It's like, okay, well, it's the same thing all over again. Everybody saves a day and you go your own way and that's
Sure.
it.
Sure.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I enjoyed the T-Rex coming around the cool logo in the in the dark. But how many times is the T-Rex always going to save the day? So
Yeah, I feel like this T-Rex should just somebody put it out of his misery already. He's done.
yeah,
He, whatever.
yeah. She walks away from it. She's like, she comes out, she sees they're in peril, and she's like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. Let's go into number 3, which puts us to Jurassic World. Not
Jurassic Park.
We're talking Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm. Jurassic Park, number 2. That's right. Which was also directed by Steven Spielberg.
It was. That's
It
right.
was.
Good call.
Mhm.
I always forget that. I always think for some reason because the quality wasn't as good as the OG that he didn't do this one, but he did.
He did, yeah. And you got a really young, fit Vince Vaughn in that movie as well.
Yep. Yeah. Who? Julianne Moore, right?
Julianne Moore. Yeah.
And you get Malcolm, but no Grant and no Ellie Sattler.
That's right. Ian Malcolm actually the main guy in this, and which I appreciated. That movie for me, I thought that movie was pretty good. At least the first half was pretty good. Once you took you take the dinosaurs out of the island, bring them to, what was it, San Diego? Or
San Diego.
Yeah, and then you get this whole Godzilla shot, and it just becomes pretty cheesy. So I thought the first movie was pretty good. There's a scene in that movie where they're running from the raptors. Again, the raptors are these vicious killer animals, and they're just these men are just being killed off one by one, and you can't see. It's terrifying. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, I can't disagree. I've gone back and watched it. I remember not loving it when it came out, thinking it was okay. And since I've watched it recently, like obviously it's like there's a huge disparity between Spielberg in Jurassic Park 2 and I believe it's Joe Johnston in Jurassic Park 3. Like the ability to create a story and make it suspenseful and not cheesy.
Right.
Spielberg's the king.
Spielberg's the king. He can tell the stories really well, and you want to follow it. And it's not all.
Despite that, we still ranked what next? What higher?
Okay, the first Jurassic World in the series with Chris Pratt, which came out, I think it was about 15 years after Jurassic Park 3. So it took about 15 years to finally reboot it. I was excited. I was excited. I thought Chris Pratt, okay, yeah, Chris Pratt's making a name for himself, and I was all for it. I really was. They built the Jurassic theme park in this that Hammond wanted to actually build.
Yes.
And so they build it, and it was really neat to see that. So I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was a great starter. Like you're hoping for more later.
Right.
You don't get tired of, I guess, because it's new, the raptor wrangling, and I like Vince Vaughn's character as the military guy who wants to weaponize the dinosaurs. I love the chaos. I love the new if you will, owner of Jurassic World and his, small role in it of, what John Hammond wanted me to do and, trying to save the day and fly his helicopter. There's a lot to like in this, especially for the fact that you finally get the park open and then the chaos happens. So it's right up there with, Michael Crichton's other creation, which was Westworld, which was about androids in a park going crazy. So it's like you got so much and so much promise. So I still love it. I watched it again. I watched the entire series before the new one came out because I wanted to remember all the stuff that was happening. And Jurassic World holds up, man. I enjoy it. You get a megalodon. You get T-Rex battling the shitty Indominus Rex.
Yeah,
Indominus Rex. Thank you.
Indominus Rex.
BD Wong's back.
BD Wong's in all of them. I feel like he's in all of. I don't know.
Is he in 2 and 3? I couldn't remember if he was in 2 or 3, but he's been in a lot of them. That's for sure. Yeah, almost all of them, I think, for sure.
And he's always like a good guy who does bad things with good intentions.
So tortured scientists. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, Jurassic World is a good one. So yeah, we definitely agree. Number 2.
And without further ado, obviously the OG has to be the number 1.
Absolutely. 1993 Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park. Now, did you see this in the movie theater?
Oh God, many times.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One of my biggest regrets when it comes to movie
Never
and
saw
film, I never saw this in the theater.
No.
No, and here's the thing. I saw it on a 13-inch VHS TV combo at my cousin's house
Wow.
on this little thing. I feel old. And I remember loving it.
Yeah.
And as I grew up, people were telling me, oh, this movie was great in the theater. You should have seen it in the theater. I never saw it in the theater. Ever.
It's one of those movies, man, that's tough because it reminds me there was that part of the 90s, you know, with T2 and what Cameron did with visual effects, and then with this where it felt like you're at the movies again. I mean, the CGI was top notch. The acting was phenomenal. It made you feel like shit. This is why you go to the movies,
right?
And just no better feeling than that. Like now, I think we're spoiled and we've seen it so much. Now we discount it and we get CGI everything. So it really doesn't matter. But back then, it didn't happen like this. I mean, you just didn't have. You had shitty claymation versions of, you know, dinosaurs. You didn't have what looked like real dinosaurs, and good actors to portray that, and obviously Steven Spielberg. So, and John Williams. I mean, come on, the score is iconic.
It is. And the thing about this movie still holds up. It's from 1993, and you watch it and you think you're watching still a modern day movie. The practical effects of some of the CGI in this is fantastic. The way that Spielberg tells the story, the suspense, it's not all action in your face. When you first encounter the Tyrannosaurus Rex in his area, it's raining. Steven Spielberg sets the tone, and he doesn't give it to you all right away. He gets it little by little. It's fantastic, and it's terrifying. I love it.
Agree. Got nothing but good things to say. I mean, it's one that it hits on all cylinders, and it does all the time. And so we're going to get you to, you know, a theater where we can put it on screen for you again, so you can experience it and feel like a little teenage kid again.
I don't think that's going to happen anymore, man.
You never know. I want to hear from people. What do they think? Is Park better or is World better as trilogies? So
yeah,
I guess you did
Park.
Yeah. I mean, Jurassic Park is so strong that I think it just overshadows everything else in the series.
Yeah, but I wonder if a lot of these not new kids, these younger kids, I feel so old, man, saying this. If they've actually gone back and watched Jurassic Park, because we did that with our kids, with our girls, right? We saw the new ones, and then we went back and watched the old ones, and they love the old ones as well. So
dinosaurs rule, man.
They do. We all want to see and feel a dinosaur. So
someday, maybe.
Yeah.
Would you go?
Of course, for sure. Yeah, totally. I would pay top dollar, or coupon days, as they said. Coupon days.
All right, folks, that's all we've got for this round. Let us know what you think of the Jurassic series, what you rank them, whether you like World more than Park or vice versa. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Sounds
I've been your host, Gagne. With me, as always, the Null Dog.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.